Okay, sweet. Okay guys, just give me 1 second. I had technical difficulties, things were happening, but for those of you who are watching this after the fact, hey guys, Courtney Mermaid here, and welcome to another Tail Talk Tuesday, where we talk about all kinds of mermaid goodness. It's gonna be good. Now let me just make sure I've got everything under control and nothing is imploding, and you know, I had all this time, and I don't know where it went. It just kind of, you know, just gone. Okay. All right. No, we're good. Okay, I can close that link, and we're here, and we're good, and we're golden, and I've got lighting today that's actually working for me here. It's amazing. All right, let's say hi to everybody so far. Hey, Tony, welcome, welcome. FD, howdy. Anook, welcome. Sylvester, awesome. Yeah, Merry Mermaid. I call it Happy Fishmas. The Mermaid Seamstress, welcome, welcome. And Martin, howdy, howdy. It's good to see you guys again. I had a little bit of a stressful, kind of a difficult, kind of a tough week. So it's oh, look, two's belly dancers, aloha. So it's nice to see my little fishy family, my little fishy pod here to say hi to me. I'm also really thirsty, so just hold that thought. Ooh, that's good stuff. Water, it's important, guys. Now where can I put this so it doesn't cast a shadow? Okay, I will have to one day show you guys my lighting setup. Oh, it's too bad. Is it kind of showing up? Oh, it's not. I think I'm gonna have to make it darker. There, you can see it right there. Do you see that? It looks like I've got water underneath me. Isn't that cool? Eric set that up for me. So I have one of those snow lights. We'll see if it lasts the whole hour. I don't know if it will. I tried to get it in frame because I was like, oh, this is amazing. We should totally have this. So there you go. Was this Henrietta? Welcome, welcome. Oh guys, Fishmas, it is almost upon us. This is going to be, before I forget, I think the next Tail Talk is the 26th, I think, and that's going to be Boxing Day, and I'm not going to do one that day. I might actually have content, something else for you guys that day, but I am going to take a little wee type of a vacation for myself. So I've actually filmed all of my videos from now until January 4th already filmed. I filmed them like a week or two ago. So they're done. So anything you see me filming is not me having filmed now, and you can tell because I have all my old earrings or no earrings, and now I've got, these are my new babies. Look at these boys. Aren't they freaking just the best thing you've ever seen? So these are to go with my new tail. They are, I can show you the blue ones that I also have. These are made by an amazing, amazing artist. She's on Etsy at, you look at my shirt, there you go. The Slug and Kraken, and yeah, you should go check out her work. She's on vacation mode right now, but when she gets back, she's gonna have a lot more amazing stuff. And I had to get another pair, so I got these guys, and then she very kindly gifted me this beautiful, beautiful piece, which the tip actually glows in the dark, which is like freakishly cool, and it's really insane, and it totally does. I tested it, I was so pumped. So those are my two new goodies for my new Mermaid 2018 look. And I'm gonna apologize in advance. I don't think it's picking up, but my neighbors have like 15 or 16 people just went into their apartment for Christmas festivities, I'm assuming. And now they've got dogs barking and things are happening and chaos and lots of this face. I love it. One day I'm gonna have a studio that's like soundproof. It's gonna be great for me. All right. Okay, the Mermaid Seamstress. I'm so excited. I just got home from college and my friend and I got to swim for the first time since August. Oh, that's a drought, man. Ouch. That is so long. I've been like 4 or 5 days because I had minor, like very minor surgery done on Friday. I'm still not technically able to swim until like tomorrow or the day after or something, and I'm like, oh, get me in the water now! It's horrible. Yeah, tail withdrawal was getting real. Yeah, no, that's a real thing. It is, that's crazy. They match my tail, they totally do. Yeah, and at least it's not fireworks. I know, poor Alfie, he was acting really weird today. I don't think he much cares for the weather and what, you want to say hi? Why every stream, huh? How come? How come every stream? You gotta say hi to everybody, every single, you gotta be, you know you have your own YouTube channel. You know you have your own fan base. You don't have to steal mine all the time. You have people that love you. Look at that. Look at that. Who's these people? Who's that? You guys say hi to everybody. I mean, just such a, like, come on. How can you say no to this little guy? I can't. It's like it physically pains me. Thank you, Mermaid Seamstress. I really like my earrings too. I'm a bit of a nut for these. I like them because I don't have, like, I guess they're, what are they called? Gauge earrings. I don't have, like, these are just, they're on a post, so, like, not real, but I freaking love the look. And if I was, you know, I don't know, if I was maybe a little bit of a different person, I'd probably do it. But it's the same thing, like, I really want a tattoo, but I don't have any tattoos. Let me be one of, like, 5 people in my family that doesn't have a tattoo. Yeah, Alfie always wants attention. It's ridiculous. Okay, Henrietta, I'm trying out my first tail I made this week. Ooh, exciting. Mermaids are not a big thing here in New Zealand, but I'm definitely a fan. That's awesome. Well, let me know how it goes, for sure. Like, tweet to me or comment on one of my videos and let me know how it went. That's so exciting. What color is the tail that you made? I'm curious. It's very exciting. But that's so not a big thing in New Zealand, huh? Well, I guess, I don't know. Is that, like... Do you guys have to deal with the ban at all, like the mermaid tail ban? Because I think it's Australia that has. I know you guys know the same thing. I'm aware. I actually have some family, distant family in New Zealand that I haven't seen in. Oh dear. Many moons. Let's just leave it at that. That's a blue and purple one. Lovely. That's gonna. Oh, I bet that's pretty. I love this blue and purple one behind me. This isn't mine, sadly. This is, the more I'm working on it, the more I wish it was. But I don't know if the twinkles will show up. Probably not, because the quality on these streams is not very good. But she's got sparkles now on the whole of the front and halfway up the back. I still have the bum to do. That side still has to get sparkle-ified. But the twinkle effect on this thing in person is kind of like, whoa. Like, I kind of wish it was my tail, to be totally honest. So Tony wants to know if I've seen The Last Jedi yet. Okay, I've seen it, but nobody posting the spoilers because I will just remove you from the chat. You know what I mean? Post no spoilers, remove you, I will. But, yeah, no, I'm gonna let you all draw your own conclusion. It was okay for me. Meh. There were moments I was like, yes! And then there were moments I was like, oh my... Sure, why not? Okay, Mermaid Seamstress. A bit off topic, but how did Alfie's agility trial go? So, Alfie had his first fun match, and it went extremely well. He placed second twice out of maybe 6 or 8 dogs. So, that's kind of a big deal, because... Wow, I have no idea. But if you wanted to check it out, you can visit his website at dailybark.ca. I had to think about that for a second, right? I do have a video up there of his 2 best runs, and it was a lot of fun. We bombed the first one because Alfie ran zoomies and lost his marbles completely, which was, you know, expected. The second and the third one were incredible, and then I goofed the fourth one royally. Very badly my fault. Like, my arms were everywhere, I gave him the wrong cue, I didn't call an obstacle, and then I got lost in the middle of the course, which was incredible. It was such an easy course, guys. Yeah, anyway, but it went really well, so it was really good. We're gonna do it again, but it was freezing cold in a barn, and it was the day after I'd had the minor surgery, and I was really sore, and I ended up bruising really bad, which kind of sucked, because I didn't really expect, yeah, I was like, what, it's not a big deal, right? But it kind of was a big deal, so I was kind of sore yesterday, and the day before yesterday. But yeah, fair assessment of The Last Jedi. Yeah, that was my great assessment, was kind of, But you know what? Here's the thing, okay? The thing is, 4, 5, and 6, I liked 4 a lot. That was kind of, yes. 5, I was like, and then 6, I was like, yes! Okay, so, hoping that it was like 7, yes, and then 8 was and then I'm hoping 9 will just blow my socks clean off, my feet, just gone. So that's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see, I guess, right? Mindcat Gaming, welcome, welcome. I'm here, always here. I'm creepy. Right, Alfie? Hey, Alfie? He's just sitting over there staring at me. It's a little bit like, I don't know. Does anybody else have dogs that do that where they're just like... Did you hear that? I hope that picked up on camera, and I really hope that was the neighbors, because that was the creepiest. That was the creepiest freaking... Oh, it was. Oh, thank God. Okay, it's the neighbor out there calling for her cat. Oh my God. I have a theory that my place is a little bit haunted, so sometimes I'll hear voices that are like, hey, and I'll be like, what was that? But this time it was actually the neighbor looking for her cat, so we're good. We're good. Okay. Not the tail talk goes. I know, right? One day, were any of you guys ever here for the video I did where it sounded like there was a chainsaw coming up the back stairs? It only picked up on the camera a tiny bit, but I was sitting in the corner of my couch and all of a sudden, like a chainsaw, like axe murderer or something was coming up my stairs. I'm it's really ridiculous. Watch some of my old videos. Are you saying you like my old videos? I'm not sure. But thank you if you are. But yeah, all kinds of excitement. But what do I have in mermaid news? I rearranged my entire workstation. I'm thinking of doing a new updated workshop or workstation tour. It's kind of awkward because I don't really have like a workstation, but I thought it might be fun to show you guys what's actually possible with like the smallest space like ever. You know, just like a little tiny little space, little nugget. So yeah, so I got rid of a bunch of stuff because I don't know if you guys know this, but mermaids are notorious hoarders. We end up with so much stuff. There's a reason that Ariel had to have that entire cavern, because you know what? All of the things. I have, oh my gosh, and all my tails. Like I had to clear out, so all my old tails live this stand here, the bottom one. All my old tails were in there. So now I've had to take them out of there. All my fabric is in there, tools and stuff. Monofins now have a nice, I'll show you guys eventually how I store my monofins, because monofins are a pain in the butt to store. I don't know how you guys store your monofins, but honestly, like, and I've got a Mahina kicking it down here right now. It's not mine. It's Nerdmaid Faith's, because I'm still working on her tail, which I've got yet to start. I wanted to start it this weekend, but it just didn't happen. There was just no time. Yes. But yeah, the Mahina, and I was like, I don't, it's not my fin, right? So I want to take really good care of it. So technically this whole operation started just because I didn't want, her fin was getting, not squished, but it just looked like it could have the potential of being smushed. And I was like, you know what? No, we're gonna fix it. Victoria Mermaid, welcome, welcome. Excellent. So since I'm not too much with the comments today, which is good. I have something I'd like to discuss with you. Now, I was really contemplating hard on whether or not I should I probably will actually film a video where I can be like cohesive and stuff. But I was gonna talk to you guys a bit about drama and how we feel about drama. And what I think some of the causes, like the root causes of drama. Now I could be like tumbling down a very dangerous like rabbit hole type hellish type thing, since our little community seems to just attract drama like a dryer sheet, like, you know what I mean, like the lint just freaking from every which direction. Like I made the biggest mistake of my life was just perusing a certain drama thread on a certain forum, and I was like, oh, this was a bad idea. Get out of here while you still can. And I was wondering what you guys think about, oh, hang on, I've got some questions. Okay, let me get this question out. You guys can mull over it, and then I'm gonna answer the other questions that are coming up. What do you guys think of threads that specifically allow drama and bullying and rude behavior and anger and rage and fury? Now, I know how I feel about them. I want to know how you guys feel about them and what your thoughts are. Because I have like a theory and I'm thinking I'm going to do like a video. I'm not attacking anybody specifically. I just think that it might be feeding some things. Do you know what I mean? Just like, gah. Okay, so, the mermaid seamstress. Yes. Oh my gosh, monofins need like a giant folder or something. Yes, I actually, what I have, and I totally wish I could show you, but my tripod is enormous and moving that thing is just forget it. I actually have one of those plate dish sorting devices inside of a giant plastic like bin, like one of those big watertight bins. Anyways, and that seems to work pretty well. The mahina has to sit on its side, so if you do get this and you have something like the size of the mahina and or bigger, you're gonna want to get something with a wide. But this way, it's flat. It isn't bending. Like this thing is like pretty much indestructible anyways. But I don't. It's not mine, so I'm like taking extra good care of it. You know what I mean? So I have it like kind of on its side, and the same thing with my Luna. My Luna also sits on an angle on its side, and then it's not getting smushed, it's not going to get stepped on, the dog can't get to it, it's just, then you can put like a cover over it, and then it stays dust free as well, you know what I mean? So yeah, I thought it was a good idea, and I'll probably do a video on it, because it is like, monofin storage is a thing. It's an obnoxious thing. I don't, especially when you live like in your own kitchen. Like this isn't a workshop. This is literally my fridge and my stove and my sink and my TV and my couch. Like I could literally lie down and touch all of these things. Okay, so Victoria Mermaid would like to know what is my opinion on fin fun tails. Now, I currently do not have an opinion because short of seeing them, in videos, I've never actually seen one up close in person. Not even at a meetup, actually. I've never gotten close enough or asked to see one. It doesn't occur to me. I do get asked a lot what I think of them and how mine are different. So I was actually thinking of trying to get my fins, on one, and you better not start barking, bro. Hey, Broseph, don't do it. Mummy's live streaming. Are we gonna be like last week where you just screamed the whole time, huh? No! So I was thinking of getting one just to do like maybe, not a comparison because I don't be like, oh, mine does this, but just to give my thoughts on it as a tail that can be used for, sorry, my nose is really itching me. I think I have a dog hair or a bird feather up my nose right now, and my bird was being really cute earlier, and it's itchy! Damn bird! I'm also a tiny bit allergic to my bird, just in case anybody was curious. But yeah, the Fin Fun tails, I think they're a great starter tail, okay? I really love what Fin Fun has done for our community as a whole. They talk about safety, you know, their tails are safer tails, you know? I like where they've come from, like if you read their story and their like about page, like it's a really sweet concept, and it's very much like how I got started, you know? My grandmother and my mom helped me get this whole operation kind of underway and do all the research and all the planning and all the testers and all the prototypes and all that stuff. So I like that they're like a little family business, and I like a lot of that kind of stuff. So things that I don't like that I see is that they're more prone to being a little bit on the see-through side of things. So I'm not sure if that's all their tails or if that's just some of their tails or if that's not a problem they have anymore. You know, if you have a Fin Fun tail and you're seeing this in the future and you'd like to leave a comment down below with your experience, that'd be swell. But yeah, now I'm gonna go back to this drama. Okay, FD says, specifically allow drama. Sounds like an odd choice. See, that's where I start with you. I think that I agree with that. I feel like if you allow it, you just breed it, and it just creates more, and then it just multiplies, because I don't feel like you can have one specific area where it's like, okay, person A and B, you can have it out, gloves off, just lay into each other, but on this forum, you have to behave and you have to be kind and nice in this whole thing. And I feel like it's a bit hypocritical to feel like I don't feel like it's really possible, and I feel like so much of it spills over, and then people get like super defensive on little things because something spilled over from somewhere else. I don't know, like, Victoria Mermaid says, I don't like drama or bullying. I get bullied all the time because of my stuttering and my weight. Not fun. No, it's absolute garbage. And for the record, I actually stutter too. I don't do it as much for some reason on the live stream, and I think it's because I can look at my face and not the camera or something. But the reason I have so many cuts, if this makes you feel any better, I don't know. You gotta love yourself, but I've made my peace with it. The reason I have a lot of cuts in my videos is because I have, like, it's not an attention, I have a little sensory perception problem. So I can't block out sounds, and sometimes my brain can't process all the information I'm getting at once, and I literally will just stop and stare. Uh, or I'll stutter, or I'll actually repeat, like, I don't know, some people call me a parrot. I'll say the same thing more than once. I have to really, like, for this hour, I try really hard not to do it. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's embarrassing when it does, but I have accepted it about myself, so it is what it is. But I was actually talking with a friend of mine about weight and bullying and this kind of thing as well. And I give myself a hard time too, because I'm like, okay, so I'm 5'10"-ish, and I'm 66 pounds, give or take. And that's more than I should weigh. I should weigh a little bit less than that, like maybe, like, if you look at the index or whatever garbage. But I was like, you know what? So I've got a little bit more bum and a little bit more tum. You know, I'm the only person who has to live with it. If somebody doesn't like it, too bad, insert word. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Body image is something I wanted to discuss about you know, mermaiding and this kind of thing, because that is a question that I do get asked quite a bit, and it's like, you know what, people, I don't know, I feel like body image just in general, and it goes for guys too, it's just as bad, you know, just because you don't have a six-pack and, like, guns for days, and you're not, like, 6 foot, you know, 4 or whatever, like 3, or, you know, super tall and, like, buff and beefy, like, oh, you're not as much of a man or some garbage. Like, it's just, guys, we all need to love ourselves, and promise me, those of you in my little community, that you will just do that. You'll just be, like, a little bit nicer to each other and just a little bit nicer to yourself, because it makes me so sad. I hate bullying so much. When I see it, I'm just like, why is this even a thing? Haven't we all been there? Oh, God. And I know, that was me. I'm the one, see, listen, Alfie, look here, look. That's me making that noise. That's nobody at the door, it's me. He's like, Ma, it's noise, Ma. But seriously, I feel like we're all so hard on ourselves, and it just kind of makes me sad. I just know that I love all you guys, okay? I'm sharing all the love, and I am, you know, it's just, mermaids, right? So mermaid. Okay, now I'm just gonna have to scroll down and find my spot. Where's my spot? Why is this even a thing? Okay. Here we go. So Sylvester says, feeling about height or something you wanted to do and you get left out as unacceptable. So I'm assuming that you agree that, like, being, yeah, because I'm like, oh my God, I was called Bigfoot. I think once I was called Sasquatch, which was interesting. I was like, okay, I guess Bigfoot and Sasquatch are a thing. Giant, I get things like, oh, hey, how's the climate up there? Or, gee, you're big, or like, wow, you're huge, and it's like, you know, it's kind of funny, and sometimes I'll throw it back at whoever's doing it, I'll be like, yeah, well, you're really tiny, I'll be like, see, but you know what, that's not good either, it's like, you know, that's just one of those things. What are you gonna do? Mermaid seems to says, I have my mahina hung in the closet by the heel straps. Yeah, that's another way to do it. I guess because the mahina is more like, it's like a rubber and it's thicker, I think it probably works better. I know that some of the other fins might be like, it might not be good. Like if they have fabric, maybe that's not the best way to do it. I don't know. That's good. I think it's going to depend by monofin to see what the best way is to store them, you know? Okay, here we go. Anuk says, I never saw the point of bullying, but apparently it makes some people feel better about themselves. It does. And so from somebody who was bullied and has bullied, I'm not proud of it, like, but you know, get put down so often that you'll just say something to somebody and you do it and it's hurtful and you know it's hurtful, but it came out of your face hole and you're like, well, there it is. That's something I shouldn't have said or shouldn't have done. And it doesn't, I know that now. I mean, I'm 30 now. I'm not a teenager anymore. I can look back and be like, wow, that was a really stupid thing I did. But people were mean and it hurts. But there's no justification. There's no justification in my mind to be like, oh, well, that person deserves it. You should bully that person. Sometimes the people who bully are the people who need that patience and understanding the most. And I'm not saying that they're justified in being, a-holes or anything, but it's just like, you have to, I don't know, you have to try and think. I think if we didn't always just attack back, like, hate doesn't negate hate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's so many different pathways that it can go. I just think it's really interesting that some places are like, okay, you can totally have it out and be like pissy with each other in this thread, but nowhere else. And it's like, but you don't understand. By allowing it's festering, it's building, it's going to become this thing, this big ball of negativity that's just there, and you can see it because it shows up in the feed, and you can't escape it unless you just don't go to visit certain places. And it's like, well, I have a no tolerance kind of policy. Like, when my younger days, I used to run a lot of like Harry Potter RPGs and like X-Men RPGs, a role-playing game. For those of you who don't know what RPG stands for. But I had a very serious no tolerance policy of any kind of BS. Like, anything offensive, anything sexual, anything like racial, anything like just anything negative, period, full stop. You can have difference of opinions with people. That's fine. That's one thing. But doing it out of a respectful like way and being like, okay, that's your opinion. That's fine. Here's my opinion. Here's what I think. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I would have like okay, you have one strike and and then you're toast. Get out. You know what I mean? Like, I will hear out every side, but I really feel like it just, I don't know, allowing it just breeds it. And I don't think it solves anything. Just, it's almost like saying it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. You can treat people in this ugly, ugly way. Some of the things I read today, like it kind of broke my heart. It just made me feel really sad that that's our community. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is who we are to the world. Everybody can see this. You can see that we accept that, we're going to treat each other like this. I mean, we're freaking mermaids, for crying out loud. Like, we're people who swim in mermaid tails. Like, we're already crazy to the rest of the world. We already get bullied left, right, and center. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, yeah, it's important to have a place to vent, but I don't know if having like a public space in front of everybody where everybody just gets involved in everybody else's business is just like a really dangerous thing. And I swear to goodness, I can feel it. I'm gonna find it. It's like a feather. I'm really annoyed right now. I'm fine. I'm good. Okay. Yeah, the Mermaid Seamstress says, ask Faith on the base. Definitely. If you haven't checked out, this is for the FinFun question, because she's got the experience, and she has videos, she's got reviews of their stuff on her channel. So Faith on the base, you just do a YouTube search for her, you'll find her. I've had her on my channel before. You can even find her in some of my other videos. But yeah, she's awesome, and her reviews are really, really good, and I think they're pretty accurate. So go check it out. Tony says, there is a time and place for drama on a public forum, shouldn't be one of them. I see, that's kind of how I feel, because I just feel like if everybody sees that other people are okay doing this, then it's just like, they think it's okay, and maybe they don't understand that it's just for that spot, and that they shouldn't go off and do these things negatively. Negatively. I think I said that weird, I don't know. See, I can't edit this weird stuff out that I do. Anyways. Yeah, so... okay, let me see here. So Victoria Mermaid, I am asking for a third tail for Christmas. I used to have a FinFun, but it ripped. Oh, I was just asking what my thoughts were. Yeah, for sure. No, I've heard that their fabric's a bit thinner, so that's where I was, I can't say for sure durability and stuff. Now, that being said, like, I take really good care of my tails, you know what I mean? Like, I do my utmost. I mean, short of the dummy tail that I made, this one, I actually purposefully was really rough with. Like, I was standing in it, I was rubbing it on, you know, like this on the pool deck, I was rubbing the fluke everywhere, trying to see how much damage before you'd actually start to see the damage. So, you know, I'm not to toot my own horn or anything, but my tails do withstand a decent amount of damage, I would say, so far as fabric tails go. You know what I mean? It's not the kind of thing where, like, even silicone tails, though, it's not like you're gonna want to go rubbing yourself all over silicone, like rocks and stuff with your silicone tail. But yeah, I don't know. I just know that FinFun is very popular. So, you know, they have a good reputation, I think, like, from what I've seen. So, okay, Mindcat Gaming. I think it's all the fabric tails in finding that are see-through. My tails are not see-through, so no, not all fabric tails are see-through. Mermaid Rhonda, hey Courtney, I finally caught you on again. Oh, welcome. Glad you could join us. Mermaid Cat, Mindcat Gaming. I'm sorry, I just did that, but mermaid, everybody's a mermaid now. Bullying is not fun. I was bullied all throughout school. Glad that's over. Yes, so that is the thing. We always come back to this a little bit. As a reminder, if you're young and you're watching my videos and you're thinking, you know what, this is my life forever. Say you're somebody who's getting bullied in high school like I was, mercilessly. You just know that it is gonna come to an end. This part of your life is not permanent. It's not how it's always going to be. You're not always going to be, you know, you're going to find, like, you're here now, you're in good company, you know, you're around people. Hopefully I've created a positive little community here where you can be yourself, but you know, don't let that be the thing that finishes you, you know what I mean? Like, sorry that I keep itching my nose. My bird, or I'm having a reaction to something, my nose is really itchy, I'm sorry. I don't want to scratch my nose. But yeah, it's not going to last forever. Bullying is an unfortunate thing. If you need somebody to talk to, there are definitely resources out there for you. You know, I mean, if you can reach out to friends, if you've got parents you feel you can talk to, a high school counselor. I know maybe it seems like the kind of nerdy thing to do, but it's not. I was part of actually an anti-bullying group put on through my counselor and through her. I gotta itch my nose. Don't go anywhere. I'm sorry, but it's like, it's a feather or it's something, and I'm losing my mind. I am just, why is this a thing? Oh, it is a bird feather. Okay, well there you go. I'm not gonna show you guys because that was really far up my nose, but that was a bird feather. Does anybody else have birds? It was one of her gray down feathers. That was unpleasant, just saying. But yeah, I really want you guys to remember that it's not a permanent thing and that you do reach out to people. When you're in it, I know that it feels like there's just like, you can't out of it, and it's just a horrible thing, and nobody's gonna get it, nobody's gonna be there, but there are resources. So if you look at it as best as you can and you kind of reach out for help, there is help to be had. So I hope that that's something you can take away from that. I do want to do a video talking more about this and maybe a little bit about my experience and what was done to me and who was mean to me and that kind of thing, and how I dealt with it. I don't know if you guys would find that helpful, but I've watched other people on YouTube do videos like that, and I personally found it helpful. So, you know, maybe get a mermaid perspective on things. Okay. Ooh, oh no, not again. Why? Why are you jumping? Why? Why? Why do you hate me? Okay, so Martin Gamble. The body mass index does not take into account bone thickness, body mass, or body type. So it can be, yeah, it totally can be misleading. Absolutely. That's the other thing. So we're all, I feel like if you feel healthy, you know what I mean? Like you're taking good self-care, you're taking good care of yourself. I feel like think of how much better we would all feel and how fewer problems we'd all have if we just felt okay with ourselves and we're just like, you know what, actually I'm fine. Because it's funny, on days when I'm just like, you know what, yeah, I'm good, it's all good, tum, bum, thighs, the whole deal, I'm fine. I feel like my day goes a little bit smoother. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. It makes me very sad when people come to me and they ask me like, oh, am I too fat to be a mermaid? And I just want to be like, I hate hate the universe for making it this like kind of stereotype that all women have to be, and this is not skinny shaming either. I feel like whoever you are, you man, woman, whatever you got, okay, however you are, that's if it's good for you, that's all that matters. And I am sticking to that, okay? Why should it be anybody else's bloody business? I'm fine. Okay, where did I get to? I've lost my spot again, because when you scroll, it pops down to the bottom. Thank you, YouTube, for that one. Super, super helpful. The mermaid seamstress. Okay, people can be such jerks to larger mers. Or short hair. Oh my gosh, yeah, no kidding, eh? Oh, it's just one big stereotype. And you know what? I encourage you guys, bust through them stereotypes. You be so mermaid. However your mermaid be, you be. Okay? I am so serious. It is like, it is such, you know, it's just one big stereotype. And who the heck even knows? You know what? Maybe if mermaids really were real, they probably wouldn't look anything like us anyways, because they've evolved totally differently. So why can't we all just be the way that we are? I don't know. I'm on a tangent there now, but it's a thing, and it just makes me crazy. Mermaid seamstress, love you too. Aw, thanks. Well, you guys know, you guys mean a lot to me. This for me is a really nice chance to visit with you guys, and on more of like a personal kind of a level, you know, less like me in the comments. I do my best to reply to everybody, but if I ever miss anybody, you know, it's just a nice little back and forth, you know. Sylvester, all people are the same on the inside and out. And you know, I think it's important to remember that it is like, it's not, yeah, it's important what's inside, you know, the kind of person that you are, who you want to be is, and what's important to you and your values and this kind of thing. And I feel like if you're not hurting anybody and you can look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of who you are and what you did that day, you know, you put some kindness and some love into the world. I feel like that's important. You know what I mean? Okay, Anouk. Well, people comment on my height as well, but I'm 5'1"-ish. Aw. Now, it goes both ways, though. I don't even think, like, my mom's completely, like, she's average size. She's, like, 5'5" and a bit. And that's, like, supposed to be average. Like, is it, like, 5'4" to 5'6" or something is for, like, our human species is, like, average? I don't know. Even people like her will get a hard time because it would fluctuate so much. Like, the women in my family vary from like 5 foot to, well, I think I might be, am I the tallest? I don't know. But at my tallest, I was 5'11". Now, I did a bad thing. Okay. So in high school, I wore my backpack with all of my school textbooks, maybe or maybe not on purpose. And I would hunch bad, like you can see even now, if you look at how my head is, see how I'm a bit rounded here? This is from all of like this, and I still do it. I still have to consciously make an effort to pin my shoulders back and think nice and tall, because I was really self-conscious. I've been the tallest person in my friendship circle since grade 7, and it's, oh, hang on, somebody's messaging me. I'm streaming, go away. And it's always been so awkward, but I think I really want you guys to just embrace it. You know what? It's because I've got friends who were also between 5, I think probably 5'2", give or take. And it's you know what? There is no nice side of the spectrum to be on. It's frustrating. I think you guys probably have it a bit worse though, you know? And it's like, why should it, I don't know. Why should any of it even matter, right? Okay, Sky Panda, welcome. I've been bullied for 6 years, and it was, oh, the quiet kind? Oh, geez. Okay, the best was to counter it is to stay happy. Their goal is to press you down, and if you don't let them, they will eventually stop. Yeah. It's such a, like, as long as you do it with some support from people so that you aren't just, like, that's how I feel. Like, everybody's going to deal with their stuff differently. So in my experience, when I did just let it slide and I didn't say anything, it did eat away at me a little bit more than if I went to my friends, like my good friends, and I was like, hey, you know, this stupid thing just happened. And they're like, oh, well, that's garbage, because, you know, I was lucky to be surrounded by some good friends. And, you know, just to, like, it's not like they went and intervened on my behalf because it's my business, but they were just an ear just to hear me out. And just so I could be like, look, like, these are some of the garbage people I'm dealing with, you know? But it's true, the more that you feed it, feed into their it's kind of like trolls on the internet. The more that you encourage them, the more that they kind of like, they kind of just appear and do things, and you're like, would you just stop it? But yeah. Yeah, role-playing games, boy, I'm so far away. The ghost is back. So scary. Okay, where did I get to? Always be, yeah, okay, here's a good one. So FD says, I can understand that someone might say you need a space for that pressure to be released, but being respectful is a skill that should always be exercised everywhere, like a muscle, and it's absolutely true. See, that's where I feel like if there's drama in the community, or you're dealing with somebody, or somebody's giving you a hard time, you need to like take a step back before you react right away. And now, before everybody goes and calls me a hypocrite, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've done some stupid stuff in my past too. It's out there. Posts have never been deleted. But it's just, I've learned as I've grown, because I've been doing this for like, I've been part of this kind of community a little bit on the outskirts for about 10 or 11 years now. So we're getting there. And you learn that, like, a little bit more about yourself in that kind of time. Like, your 20s, you really do actually figure things out. I know it seems like an absolute gong show between like 16 and like, I think by about 27, 28, I was starting to figure it out. Now I'm like, okay, you know what? I know what I want out of life now. I've got it. I can do this. But I'm just feeling very strongly that like allowing it anywhere, it's just like allowing this poison, this like cloud of just, it's just like people on that thread are horrible to each other. Like, please, my little fishy family, you guys know how much I love you all. Please don't be that mean to people. I mean, even if you think they deserve it, let's be better than that. Let's be better than that. Let's put some good out into the world. Let's treat people how we would want to be treated, or hope to be treated, or feel we deserve to be treated, you know? Like, it's just a scary thing. I almost wish I shouldn't have. I just wish that I hadn't have gone and looked, but it was no. Okay. Mindcat Gaming. I was always bullied because of the way my teeth grew in. Hey, high fives! Me too! I actually still have retainers that I'm wearing now. My teeth grew in, so I have an okay smile right now. There's still 2 or 3, 4 teeth that are still moving. But when I was in grade 4, my teeth grew in... I can't do it, but my teeth grew in like this. So my lower teeth grew in front of my upper teeth. And then I also, I have a fang, actually. It's not as noticeable anymore because my gum and stuff has corrected itself, but I had a tooth that grew up here, and I had to have, like, gum cut away, and they had to find the tooth, and because they had to artificially, like, pull it down, it actually, I'm not gonna smile because I'm a little self-conscious, but it actually, it shows up a lot more, and it looks kind of like a little fang on one side. But people used to give me a hard time about that tooth. Snaggletooth, that was a nice one. Thank you for that one, for those wonderful people. But you know what? It's like you just stop caring after a while. I was very fortunate. My mom she had my teeth fixed when I was so young in grade 4. She got me retainers. We've corrected my bite so that it wouldn't be a problem when the rest of my adult teeth came in. And then I had to have braces in high school, which was fun. My teeth moved really fast though, so I had them on for less than a year, which was really nice. But I had a lot of like dental surgery and stuff to find teeth and remove teeth, and then I had a bunch of baby teeth with roots. What the heck is that about? Not cool. Disney Des. Oh, welcome. I'm a huge fan. Oh. Thank you. That's so sweet. Nook, okay, just don't inhale feathers. No, see, what she does is she sits on my hand, and then I give her like little cuddles, and then I'm not really supposed to do that because if you're too affectionate with your bird, she'll try to lay you eggs. And that's just a whole health hazard right there. But I just was so happy to see her today when I got up. And then she's molting, and of course she's pulling out little feathers, and then they just get sucked up my really nice big nose, which I love my big nose, by the way, but there's space here, so feathers up my nose. Okay, Jessica Bryant wants to know, not really mermaid related, but can I use permaset on faux suede? Aha. Ooh. Ooh. Is that possible? You know, I guess it depends on what your faux suede is made out of. What? You know what? You could try it, okay? Try it, but do a swatch and then do a test first. Like if you have a little bit of scrap fabric, just to see how it interacts. Do a couple of things. So put your colors on there. Heat set it if you can. I'm not sure. You'll have to check any, hello. Okay. Any like, you know, ironing information about that material, like can it be ironed? You have to put cotton in between, so you heat set it and then test it in some water and see what happens. If you that's where you're planning, if you're planning on using it in water or something like that, like, and just give it a good test. I don't really have a better recommendation than that. You could always contact Permaset Aqua. They're on Instagram, so you could find them on Instagram and ask them, but they'll probably say the same thing to do a swatch and a test, because they won't be able to guarantee whether it will or will not work. But yeah, that's a good one actually. I'll be curious if you do it and it works out. Let me know how it went. I'll be curious. Okay. Jessica Bryant, FD, I thought I'd use it for cosplayed boots. Well, you know, if you didn't want to use that, if it's for boots, see, I should have kept reading a little bit. You could try Lumiere paints, because they're an acrylic paint, an acrylic fabric paint, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that might work better. Now, they are stupid expensive, but they're nice paints. But you could get a little bit of each and try and see what works. But it depends on how much space you're hoping to paint, if it's just detailing or what. Yeah, that's going to be a good question. Kim, where are you when I need you to answer these questions? Dang it. Mermaid Kim is like big into cosplay. I don't know if she would know the answer to that, but I have a feeling she might, so. Okay, so here we go. Mermaid Rhonda says, exactly. I always say that what other people think of me is none of my business. That's, yeah. Well, because, like, and it's something I talk about in a lot of my other videos, too, is that everybody is so me-focused. They're so, because that's just, it's just nature. The nature of survival is that you are you-focused. Am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Am I in need of something? Am I sleepy? It's a very much an am I situation in life. Do you know what I'm saying? And yes, there are people who are very generous, but you always have to put your oxygen mask on first. But it's like, everybody is like that. So if you're out there and I'm like, you know, or say it's me and I'm like in my two-piece and I'm like, oh, you know, I feel like I don't feel my prettiest, or are people looking at me, are people judging me? If they are, it's going to be kind of like this. It's going to be like, oh, well, her and her outfit. And then they're going to say whatever they're going to say, or they're going to think. And don't ever make assumptions, because that's your worst enemy. Don't ever assume what anybody's thinking about you, because that you aren't a mind reader. Unless you are, in that case, you're in the wrong profession. You should be doing something more serious. But they're going to be right back. That next thought is like, oh, well, what about me? And what am I wearing? You know what I mean? So it's going to go ping, ping, and then they're completely back on themselves again, and it's like you never even existed, right? So it's like, it happens so quickly that why worry about it? You know? Why worry about it? Okay. The mermaid seamstress. I tell kids I'm an Arctic mermaid and need blubber to keep warm. And you know what? Dang straight. You know what? I need a little extra tonnage because I live in Canada and it's cold, okay? No! I also was really thin when I was a kid, and I don't need to be that thin again. I am good. I am happy, a little curvier. It works for me. That's how I like it. You know, there's nothing wrong if you're naturally a thin person. There's nothing wrong with that either, but I'm just, for me personally, this is how I like to be, and that's, you know what I mean? That's a good one, though. I like that. That's solid. I think I don't know if I've ever used that one for sure on kids, but it's just true. You know what? Like, you mermaids who live where I live, we gotta have something. It's cold. It's cold up here. Okay. Okay, so Enduk. It's more likely that mermaids aren't very skinny, seeing that the whole myth is because sailors mistook manatees for beautiful women. I always love that theory too, right? It's so crazy. Manatees. We look like manatees, yo! With them funny little flippers. Big nose. She really, really love manatees so much, you guys. They're so cute. And so squishy. But I kind of like, for me, mermaids are kind of like the rainbow, and I kind of feel like it's really important that we do all just come in our own shapes and sizes and colors and beautiful individuality. Like I feel like that's just such an important part of, you know, mermaiding as a whole for me, is because it's like I'm accepted as I am. You know what I mean? I mean, here you guys, you're watching me. You aren't like, I don't know, maybe you guys have expectations of me, but I've made it pretty clear in all my videos that I am how I am, take it or leave it. That's like not to be rude, it's just I can't pretend to be somebody I'm not, and I hope that I can inspire all of you guys to not, you know, not to pretend to be somebody that you're not, to be true to yourself. That's kind of part of my whole MO, my whole mission for you guys, is to kind of help you all bypass that horrible, awkward stage in my life where I was like, oh, I don't like myself. I don't even love myself. I don't even know what to do. You know, I'm just hoping that I can teach you all that, like, it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. You gotta cut yourself a little bit of slack. Okay. Disney does. This is off topic, but I'm sad because I got SBAC tests tomorrow. Should I know what those are? I don't. I'm going to look it up. Oh, okay. So it's like a learning test or something? Well, how come you're sad about that? Is it like a stressful test? I hope it's not too stressful. I will wish you all the luck, and that it will go well. Sky Panda, yes, always tell friends you need to vent. Well, that's what, like, friendship's a lot of that give and take. I'm very fortunate. I've got girls who listen to me and all my garbage and all my nonsense, you know what I mean? But you know, I was going through I have a few minutes. We could have a story time if you like. It's not super, like, don't y'all freak out when I tell you. I had a bit of a breast cancer scare 4 years ago. I had an issue, and I went in, and I didn't tell anybody about it for the longest time. I told nobody that I was going in for all of these tests and all of this crap and all of this stuff. And I didn't tell anybody, and instead I just festered in my own puddle of sadness, and I ended up losing something like 13 pounds. I was not, like, unhealthy skinny. There's a couple of pictures on my Instagram right after I started doing all the yoga stuff. You actually can see me getting progressively skinnier. To my skinniest point was when I got my first pair of mermaid leggings, and you can see, like, my hip bones sticking out of my out of my legs a little bit. It's a little bit uncomfortable to look at. But it was all, he's just gonna bark. But it was all this thing because I didn't really tell anybody. Of course, like, my husband knew, and at that point I hadn't told my mom or anything, and I was just letting it be all on my shoulders, which was a huge mistake. That was a really big mistake on my part, just for me. It might be something that works for somebody else, but it wasn't good for me. And here I am, and I'm going through it again. It was determined then that there was a less than 2% chance, but now I'm going through it again. You know, things have gotten a little bit worse, so I am being tested. That's what the little minor surgery was about on Friday. And we're just checking off some boxes, making sure everything's cool. But this time, I told all my friends. I told them all. I was like, guys, this is happening to me again, and I'm having a heart attack. Please, you know, they showed up at my apartment with ice cream. They showed up at my place with ice cream, like a pack of, like, cards with all these beautiful things that they thought about me that I, you know, sometimes have a hard time thinking about myself, and a couple little gifties, and they sat here and they were like, you know what? Whatever, good, bad, ugly, whatever happens to you, we're here for you. And that never would have happened if I hadn't have said something, because people can't reach out to you if they don't know that you need help. And I think that's kind of where I'm going to with all of this. I'm not looking for like sympathy or anything. I'm just letting you know that that was a really smart thing I did, because every appointment I've had to go through now, I've had my girls being like, "Hey, we're thinking of you. Hey, we're here for you. Hey, you know what? If you need something, do you have somebody to go with you? Do you need anything?" Like, just, they're there. And I can tell them, like, look, I'm freaking out. I have to go get myself like cut into and have samples and stuff taken, and it's gonna hurt. And and they're like, no, we're here for you, man. Like, you just, like, let us know. And I feel like that's a lesson that I didn't know when I was still in my 20s. In my 20s, I just assumed that everybody should just know what's wrong with me, or that I didn't need anybody's help because I'm a big tough chick and I don't need anybody's help. Well, you know what? I'm a soft, squishy little inside, and sometimes I need a little bit of help. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with, like, admitting that to yourself and to your friends and to your family. And if you don't have a close friend either, there are counselors and there are people that you can still talk to. There are like sort of institutions and things in place that you can look to for some help if you don't have that. And of course, your mermaid buddy is here too. So I'm always sending you guys the good love and things. But I just want to let you know that that's an important thing, is not to just suffer in silence and go through it on your own. If you need help, and sometimes you don't know, okay? Sometimes you don't know that you need help. Sometimes you're like, well, no, I'm fine, and everything's not fine, until a friend of yours comes over and is like, hey, so you don't seem okay. Is everything cool? Thank you, Kim. But yeah, it's like, sometimes it takes a second. But if you're going through some stuff, evaluate it. Take a second, after my live stream's over, and be like, hey, you know what? Do I need to talk to somebody, or just, you know your friends, your family. It's all going to be a different experience for everybody, but that was just my experience. So I don't know if you guys ever want to hear more about that. I was thinking of talking about the whole like biopsy thing that I had to go through. That was fun. In another video. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. I'm trying to keep my stuff fairly mermaid specific on my channel, but there are some like life lesson-y type things that I think might be important to share. I don't know. It's just because like I wish that somebody could have told me and given me the information before I went through all the crap that I went through. But yeah, okay. Where did I get to on this list? Okay, I see Power Rangers. Okay, hang on. Where did Ghostbusters? Where the heck? How much talking happened here? Don't inhale the feathers. People's business. Mermaids aren't skinny. Disney something. No. Yes. Always tell friends you need to vent. Calls Ghostbusters to get rid of the Tail Talk Tuesday ghost. Yes, please do, because you know what? There's something over here like clickety. I think it might be the light though that's just tripping me out every so often. So, Mindcat Gaming. Sorry, I have to go. Enjoy my stream. Yes, we'll see you next time. Unicorn Mermaid. Hey. Oh, love you, Courtney. Well, love you too. Sylvester. It's morphin time. Oh, jeez. Looked at what? I don't think I was here for what you said. Oh, okay. A Kobe Bryant inspired mermaid tail. I feel kind of stupid. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Was gonna get close to saying bingo. Okay. It's so confusing when I go off on these like tirades and then I come back and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I don't know. Oh no. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Unicorn Mermaid's just talking about your kind of perspective on things. Yeah, everyone has their own kind of beautiful. That's really true. And yeah, don't judge your path and that kind of thing. I really like that. I really like when you say it's like, you haven't walked in my shoes, so you don't know where I'm coming from, and that kind of thing. And that's a really important thing to keep, in your heart and in your head. And just to remember that, and not to assume what people are thinking about you. That's a big one. That is my go-to move, is to assume what everybody else is thinking about me. And it's a learned thing. What are you gonna do? Um, okay. Unicorn Mermaid. Courtney, I hope it's not too stressful. No, it's not. You know what? Like, I am still at a very low risk of having, breast cancer. It's hard to say. But it's a little, it got a bit real when I was in, and they showed me, because they did a mammogram, which is like an x-ray essentially, and I now have like a little piece of hardware in me, so it's like a little, it's like this big, but it's the breast cancer ribbon, and it's a piece of titanium so that they can mark where the spot was for future reference, because it was hard for them to find. And I'm telling you, if I didn't almost burst into tears standing there, I'm like, oh my gosh, because it's so hard, right? All the women that are sitting out there, and some of them in various stages of what you can only imagine. It's not even, it's just, you just want to go out there and just tell everybody it's going to be fine, even though you know in some cases it's not going to be fine. And it's like, what do you do? Okay. Anna Brown wants to know, hello, how's the snowy and icy roads treating me? Fine. It all turned to rain. I think it might be starting to snow again, but yeah, we had our first snowfall today, and Alfie went outside and was like, oh, hell no. No, boo-boo, this is garbage. What is this? Yeah, wet paws over there? Yeah, he was really impressed. He's like, this is... No. I would kind of like it to wait until, I don't have to be out on the roads anymore. It would be kind of nice. Mermaid Seamstress, sending all the love and support, Courtney. I had a cancer scare over the summer, and I don't want to be a burden, but you need some... Oh, jeez. You don't want to be... No, for sure. You know what? It's a thing that, like, we don't all really, like, talk about it as much, but it's kind of like, well, it's a thing that I'm going through. It's out there, I haven't been able to swim in a couple of days, which has sucked, but I'm missing it, but that's fine, What are you gonna do? It's hard, like, you have to let people know, because people... when I get scared or I get anxious about something, I tend to get kind of pissy and kind of mean. And I watch myself, I do, but sometimes mean little things slip out. So I always have to follow it up with, look, it's not you, and this isn't justification, but I'm just like, I'm not feeling great, So, okay. Unicorn, I hope this isn't at me. Unicorn Mermaid, I thought you were 19. Oh my gosh. I really? Could I pass for 19, guys? Are you sure? Okay. Pro tip. You know how you can guess how old a woman is? It's going to be my pro tip, and then I'm going to finish what comments are left, and then I'm going to biz out. If you actually see on your neck, and it's a very common thing on most women as they approach the end of their 20s, you start to get, you can see on me, they're pretty noticeable, some lines down here. And this is nothing I'm ashamed of. I'm 30. That's life. But that's how you can often tell how pronounced they are, is often how far into their 30s they are. This is an interesting thing that I've discovered. Oh, beautiful life lesson, FD. Thank you, for sure. I don't like it to get super awkward. I'm not, like, honestly, it's still a very low percentage chance. This is just literally because now they can say something, so now they want to make sure it's nothing. So it's been over 4 years that this has been, 3 years? 3 years that this has been going on. So chances are, like, my surgeon, she's like, chances are if it was something, it would have been something by now. So that's kind of where we're at, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Is anybody else losing sound? Oh, is anybody else losing sound? I hope not. I'm sorry if I am a bit further away from my phone, though, because again, I have a different tripod now, so you guys are also up here instead of down here, which is interesting. Okay, Mermaid Seamstress wants to know, where was the channel you said that talked about how to improve your views, how to create... Okay, so there's a couple of them. You want to look up video creators and literally type in video creators, and he's the first guy that comes up. I can look him up just super quick here, what his name is. Why can't I ever remember this guy's name? Oh my gosh, he says it before every freaking video, and I cannot remember this guy's name. I should be okay. Yeah, but video creators, so he's the first one that comes up, and like every single thing afterwards is his. You also want to look up Daryl Eves. And now how you even spell that, right? Oh, there it is. It's Daryl Eves. Let me see here. And I love this guy. So his name is spelled Derrreeves. A-L space E-V-E-S. And his channel, so both of these guys are certified by YouTube, and brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. You can see me starting to apply some of said stuff to my channel, but I will leave you guys with that. They're both brilliant channels and definitely worth checking out. And FD just said, if you haven't swum a nautical mile in my fins, oh, that's good. That is really good. FD for the win. That was solid. Mermaid Debbie, over here in Burnaby, it's snowing. Sweet. Alfie, nah, boob. I promise. Oh, I see Eric is lurking. Hey, Eric. Okay, I'm just gonna take, good, all right, we're just about done here. So I also just want to remind you guys super quick, I have a sale still going on in my store. The code is FISHMAS. It's on my shop, so that's shopvancouvermermaid.com, and you can redeem that. I believe it's a 15% off, and that's still going on until the 25th of December. I've got leggings, I've got, what do I have up there? I think I still have that one tail up there. Leggings, shirts. I've almost finished my new Vancouver Mermaid Pod logo. So excited, you guys. It's going to be really good. I can't wait to show you. It's going to be available to start on a black zip hoodie. It's going to be here and then on the back. I'll have a mock-up eventually to show you guys, but my patrons are going to get to see that first over on my Patreon pod. my little fishy family over there. So if you're interested in checking that out, though, my Patreon pod, just if you're interested in supporting in addition, to watching my videos and stuff, I am over on Patreon. There should be a link in the description box below if you want to check that out. And don't forget to give my video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Yeah, for self-love, right, guys? And now don't forget, next week is no Tail Talk Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, if it falls on Boxing Day, then there's no Tail Talk Tuesday. But you can keep an eye on my Twitter. I'm Courtney Mermaid on Twitter, and I will let you guys know, but I'm pretty sure the next one is Boxing Day. And a huge shout out to FD for being an awesome guard dragon and taking care of all the chat goodness. Thank you. And on that note, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be good. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.